Resume writing, the do's and don'ts of writing a successful resume. Hi there. We're so glad to have you join us to learn how to craft your best resume. Here at Ohio Means Jobs Lucas County, we believe that a strong resume is the first step in your journey toward finding a rewarding and long-lasting career. If you haven't already attended our orientation seminar or taken our online orientation, we suggest that you do that first, or at least right after you finish this course. Email omjlcstaff@gmail.com or call 419-213-5627 to be added to that course. Don't forget to take our short quiz and survey at the end of this course. This will give you credit and show us how we can best help you in your next steps. First things first, so why would you want to write a resume? Your resume will be used to summarize your work-related experience. This gives your employer a snapshot of your employment history. It also helps you market yourself to a potential employer. Attention to detail is a critical skill for most jobs, and your resume is your first impression. Additionally, many of the programs and services we offer at Ohio Means Jobs Lucas County require an up-to-date resume. So what will you need for your resume? To start, the names of your employers, the dates you worked, and your job title. You will also need your job description and a few of your greatest accomplishments at each position. If you have good performance reviews or letters of appreciation from customers, clients, and colleagues, keep them available. Though you will not include them in your resume itself, they are good to keep in mind while writing. Find a good place to keep track of this information, like a notepad, a computer, or online document, or your OMJ passport. We will bring this up multiple times, and you'll see why. Have a list of your skill sets available. Be sure to include all of your technical skills. You can also include some soft skills when appropriate. Hard skills are measurable technical skills usually attained through education, apprenticeship, or on-the-job training. Soft skills are the traits that make you a good employee. Ask our employment specialists to help you think of some if you're stuck. Here are some examples of hard versus soft skills. Hard skills could include carpentry, your typing speed, if you were a forklift operator, and if you're proficient at Microsoft Office. Soft skills are less measurable, but just as important. Are you a capable leader? An effective communicator? Do you deliver consistent and quality customer service? When it comes to your education, you will want to include your diploma or GED, any degrees received, continuing education credits, certificates, or licenses. These can be easy to forget, especially if you get a lot of them. So try to keep an updated list on your computer or in a notepad and add them as you receive them. Be sure to keep track of all volunteer experience you might have. This can help when you are accounting for gaps in employment or career changes, especially if the experience contains skills applicable to your job search. Try to select volunteer experiences that highlight skills applicable to the job that you are applying for. And don't forget military service. Be sure to include your dates of service, any honors given, and special trainings you might have obtained during your service. Begin your resume with a strong objective or professional summary. A professional summary is 2 to 3 sentences that highlight a job seeker's professional skills and experience and is geared toward the employer's needs and highlights accomplishments and notable skills related to the job. Professional summaries work better for those with more extensive experience. An objective describes your professional goals in the job you're applying for. It's about where you want to go. It outlines your career direction while simultaneously positioning you as someone who fits what the employer is looking for exactly. Objectives are better for job seekers with beginner-level experience or someone looking to change careers. There is more than one type of resume. The 3 that we will be focusing on in this course are chronological, functional, and combination. Each type has its strengths and can be used to fit different job seekers' career goals and backgrounds. A chronological resume is good at showing career progression in one field of interest and works best with a strong work history. It begins with the current date and works backwards through your work history, something called reverse chronological order. A functional resume focuses on the skills you have gained as opposed to the dates of employment. Functional resumes can be useful for those who have experienced career changes, have graduated recently, have gaps in employment, are entry level, or formerly incarcerated. Combination resumes show both skills and dates. These are good when jobs have been very different from each other and work well with internships and volunteer experience. However, be careful not to include too much information. One drawback to a combination resume is that it is easy to make this type of resume too long. So there's a lot to a resume aside from just the information. Be sure to use action verbs. For example, instead of writing responsible for forklift operation, write operated forklift in a busy warehouse. This helps put a focus on what you actively did. If you need assistance, ask for a list of action verbs. We have them available in the resource room. Use descriptive grammar. Tell the job recruiter precisely what you did. You didn't just put the parts in boxes to be shipped. You packaged parts in boxes for shipment to customers, ensuring that each order was fulfilled correctly. Use a consistent tense when describing your work experience. For your current job, make sure you are using present tense. Use past tense for past work experience. This can be easy to miss when you're adding new work experience or moving to a new job. For example, if you are currently working in a warehouse, you operate forklift in busy warehouse. But if you used to work in a warehouse, you operated forklift in busy warehouse. Use consistent abbreviations. For example, if you spell Ohio as OH in your address, use OH all the way through the resume. And make sure you are using the correct context of words. If you aren't sure, ask one of our employment specialists to look over it for you. There are certain things you want to avoid when writing your resume. Don't use I statements. Instead of I drove a forklift, write operated forklift in a busy warehouse. We can assume that these are skills that you possess. It is your resume after all. Avoid using long sentences or paragraphs. Try to stick to bulleted text instead. This is much easier to read quickly for the job recruiter and easier to edit quickly for you. Don't include too much personal information. Your street address is optional. You can choose to keep it limited to the city and state in which you live. Additionally, don't include your birthday or social security number. Discrimination based on age is illegal, but don't give an employer the excuse to exclude you before they have a chance to meet you. And don't put your social security number on a resume. If an employer needs it, they will ask for it. Unless you are applying for a job at a design firm or as an artist, don't worry about decorating your resume with photos or extravagant graphics. Don't include information that isn't relevant to the job. Simple is better. So now you've got a beautiful resume. It's something you've worked hard on and are proud of. You can't wait to start applying for jobs. What could go wrong? This is when it becomes important to make sure you have saved your resume somewhere safe and in a format you can return to and edit if needed. There are two good ways to save your resume. One is in a Word document, also referred to as a .doc file. The other is in a PDF. You should do both. Resumes saved in Microsoft Word can be modified later, uploaded to websites easily, and will allow online applications to scan your resume and put appropriate information in the appropriate fields. PDFs may not be modified, but can easily be read from phones. It's wise to save your resume in each of these formats. Be careful when using Microsoft Word resume templates. Some of them are difficult to modify later because of embedded text boxes. They may also look unattractive or unprofessional if opened on a different version of Microsoft Word than the one on which they were written. Keep it simple with Microsoft Word and use a basic page without any formatting. At Ohio Means Jobs Lucas County, we use Winway, which can be downloaded in a format that you can easily open and edit on Microsoft Word. Most job posting websites can upload resumes in .doc, .docx, and .pdf files. Always be sure to back up your resume on a flash drive, in a virtual drive like Google, or in your email. This way you don't lose all of your information if your computer stops working. Be sure to save your resume in multiple formats that can be uploaded for online applications or easily edited. Writing a strong objective or career summary is a great way to highlight what skills and experience you bring to a job. Remember that having a resume doesn't mean you won't ever have to fill out an application, but having a current resume and completed passport book can make filling out an application easier. Sometimes you might wonder what the point of creating a resume is if you're just going to have to fill out an application online anyway. Your resume isn't just for your employer, it's also for you. When writing or updating your resume, be sure to use keywords that employers are looking for. These often describe specific job requirements. Employers will scan resumes through search engines to look through these keywords. You can usually find the keywords in the job description. They are usually the specific qualifications and experience an employer will be looking for in an ideal candidate and will be job-related skills and action verbs. So now we come to the intimidating, all-important references section. References do not go on your resume, but you may need them for a pre-employment check. Use the same format and font as your resume. Always ask your references for permission to use and give out information. You don't want to be surprised by a poor reference. An employer will ask for references if they require them. Avoid writing references available upon request on your resume. A reference is a recommendation from a person who can vouch for your job qualifications, shed light on the type of worker you are, and verify your character. It can either be a letter written from someone on your behalf, often called a letter of recommendation, or a separate document with 3 to 5 people willing to speak on your behalf. You can choose them from various life experiences like employment, professional, academic, and personal. If you're having trouble thinking of who to include, talk to one of our employment specialists and we can assist you. Make sure you have current information for all of your references. A reference isn't much use if your prospective employer can't contact them. This includes their first and last name, company and job title, city and state, email address, and phone number. Those last two are important and can be difficult to find if you don't write them down. A cover letter is not always necessary, but always beneficial. This is your chance to elaborate and gives you a chance to tell your prospective employer why you are a better candidate than another individual. In your cover letter, elaborate on skills, achievements, and certificates not listed in your resume. This is your chance to be more personal, stating your desired employment outcome as well as your direct experience in a specific field. Your cover letter should be tailored to each specific job posting. Don't just copy and paste an old cover letter for a new job application. It won't look good if you accidentally left another employer's name in a new employer's cover letter. Cover letters can explain things a resume does not, including employment gaps, career changes, or re-entering the job market. Your cover letter does not have to be pages long, but should include 3 main sections. In the first paragraph, state your objective, how you heard about the job posting, and that you have attached your resume. In the middle paragraph, state what you have to offer to the employer. Be sure to be specific. Elaborate on skills, achievements, and certifications pertinent to the job. In your final paragraph, thank them for taking the time to read your application and state that you look forward to speaking with them in person. You may also mention how you plan to follow up. The Ohio Means Jobs Lucas County Resource Room has example packets about how to write resumes or cover letters. For more individualized assistance, we hold a Resume Writing 2 workshop on Thursdays at 2 p.m. The Resource Room hours of operation are Monday and Wednesday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Friday, 8 a.m. to noon. Our resource room staff members can offer suggestions and provide feedback when creating and editing your resume. Please note that due to the COVID-19 public health emergency, in-person assistance may be limited. Call our employment specialist during our current operating hours at 419-213-5627 for assistance with your resume. We are available 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Don't forget to take our short quiz and survey by following this link, bit.ly/omjresume. This link can also be found in the video description below. This will give you credit for the course and show us how we can best help you in your next steps. The code you will need for the survey is 2112. Thank you for completing our online Resume 1 seminar. Follow us for events and info on Facebook at Ohio Means Jobs Lucas County. Upload or update your resume on ohiomeansjobs.com or call us at 419-213-5627. Thank you for your time.